Should we go? Can we go through my like games that I developed when I was in university? Of course we can. It's my stream. What am I talking about? We can do anything I want. I made a bunch of tests game thingies when I was in university because I am an illustration student and an art student. You could just do whatever the fuck you wanted, I guess. And most of the time it was just an excuse to be able to do like sprites and sprite animation and stuff. I don't remember how to do any of the code, and I do remember my version of learning. I was learning from nothingness and no knowledge of coding, so it was very much lots of YouTube videos and like GitHub or whatever. So, but mostly it was just an excuse to do cool sprites. Here's my little idol guy. Wow. Why is he 7 frames? I don't know. This was a silly little video game I tried to make. It was mostly like I came up with an idea. I would draw the things I wanted to do, then I would make sprites, and then I would try and code the basics, and then I got the basics done, and I was like, all right, cool. And then ended up moving on to something else. I'd hit like one roadblock, and I'd be like, nah. As is the unmedicated ADHD mind. This was a game where you play as a little square skateboard freak, and your weapon is like doing like skateboard tricks. I didn't like actually get very far into any of it. Here's my little freak. I don't remember the controls. And look, it doesn't roll or anything. There's no like physics or anything like that. But you can ollie, and it does say what kind of trick you did as you shoot a little laser blast. I don't remember how to kickflip. I don't remember. Just like real life. I don't know. But it's like the actual little ollie animation. You do the right little trick. I used to skateboard with my friends when I was silly. Oh, there you go. I did it. I did a heel flip. Nice. Cool. Well done me. It's a different attack. Oh, okay. Obviously I didn't figure out very much. You can't see? What do you mean? It's like half the fucking screen. What do you mean you can't see? I can see it on my screen, and I'm looking at a very, very tiny version. You're bullshitting me. I'm not falling for it. I think I got to the point where I was like, I hate that it's doing, this thing where you can kind of like spam the animations, and then it will just keep, doing stupid shit, and then eventually just land on like an ollie, and I just gave up. I think honestly it was more just like I would come up with an idea, and then I wanted to get like a proof of concept, and then I had so much ADHD I just moved on to something else. This is not actually anything. It's based on that comic I talked about, but it's mostly just me doing sprites. I showed it a sprite, so I just run it and see what happens. Oh my god. That camera pan looked so weird because there's a white background. It just looks like they're moving. Here is a bikini eating monster. These are like the dudes from the comic. If anyone remembers the thing I showed you, hell yeah, hoorah. Idol, booby bounce, jiggle physics, yeah. 6 years later and I'm still a jiggle physics fan, I guess. Run animation. There's a separate category on Twitch for programming. I don't care, I'm not programming, I'm simply observing. I'm just chatting. I like the laces, it's cute. It's a cute little addition. That's so cute. Look at this little animation that past Icky did. This was like 1 year, this is like couple months estrogen Icky. I was like early in my transgender right there. What else we got? There's a bullet, okay. That's just not an animated sprite. This is just for like when it hits something and it explodes. We got another lady, hell yeah. Booby physics. Robot arm. Did I do the running animation on this lady? I don't know. I remember like it taking a long time to do these, obviously, because they're animations. Even pixel animations take a long ass time. Kind of. It's not as fluid as the other one that I showed, but also this is supposed to be like the tank, I suppose, in the concept that I was coming up with, so I don't know. One more. Sniper lady. Oh, she's looking around all shifty. That's cute. I am so... Because she's a sniper. Past me was cooking. There we are, same sort of thing. I'll run animation for you. It's the same like base animation, but... Cool. What else we got? Don't know. Da-da-da. It was going to be like side-scroller. I chose really annoying buttons. It was going to be... Not side-scroller. Like, the only way I can think to describe it is like Vampire Survivor or whatever. Or like... That's like a franchise, right, that does this exact thing. I can't remember what the type of game is called. Bullet hell vibe. Let me switch character. Okay, it worked for like a second, and now I've broken it. Okay. Look, I was trying my best. Originally, I wanted it to be like a mech, where you pilot like a mech or something, and that's why you have to use the energy system, and that's why it's also your health. But then I just also wanted to make these sprites, I think, so I started just to kind of, this was university, so this is like the point in your life where you like have to be. Yeah, this was the point where like all I had to do was like learn new things, and I had untreated ADHD, so all I wanted to do was learn new things. I must learn. I used to, because I was illustration student and a big fucking nerd, if I got bored, I would come up with like card games and like design characters and rules and like actual rules. And occasionally I would like playtest them for fun by myself. That doesn't sound very cool or fun, but now I play gacha games and paint Warhammer, so who am I to judge anybody on anything? You know, the actual reason that I stopped doing like game development and stuff, because I did do like a bunch of game jam stuff, and I submitted like 2 games, and I was gonna keep going, and I wanted to like, you know, make a silly little game. The reason I stopped was because university ended, I graduated, and then I got the like Space Lady contract to like make comic books whilst doing porn, I guess, at the same time. But I got the contract to publish the books with an American comic publisher, and that took so much energy and time and effort that I just stopped. I could only draw. All I could do for like 6 months was just draw, and obviously this meant that I couldn't do like development and stuff. Can you read the comics? Yeah, you can. I sell them in my link tree. There's like the digital version. Yeah, they're not in stores anymore, obviously. You'd have loved to do something like comic books. It's not, honestly, it was like a growing up moment where I got to do my dream job and like my childhood dream of like having a comic book in stores and my own book. It was crazy. I was so excited, and it was a really lovely experience, but I made zero money. I like genuinely zero. Well, technically not, because I requested leftover prints that they had just because they kept some at the office or whatever. I got those. It wasn't very many, and I sold those at like MCM, like a comic convention in London. I think I did 2 years. I did 2 Octobers, perhaps, or an October and a May. I can't remember what I did, but I guess I made money with that. But the price of the hotel was like way more than I would ever make anyway. But I did sell out on the first year or second year. One of the years I sold out, and that was great. One time was selling the ones that the publisher allowed me to have for free. The second time I had printed them, so I had a lot more and I didn't run out. But yeah, it was a learning experience that you make shit money. You make no money. It's not sustainable at all. So I had to sign up. Well, I was already with OF, but I had to go to the porn mine, back to the porn mines, and try and mine some. How did you do that? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the comic thing was like huge, cool dream, but then I made literally zero money from the publisher. Like, they printed enough to cover, so that if they sold all of them, which they did, it covers their printing cost. That's so shit. That's such a shitty thing to do. But then they contacted me to draw the front cover of like the Penthouse comics they were releasing, and I was like, that's kind of cool actually. So they're forgiven. I got to do that. Oh yeah, I was the one that canceled the contract because I wasn't earning anything, no money, and it just was not like, I had to concentrate on the grown-up content at the time because that was what paid for bills, and I couldn't draw. Oh, also, unmedicated ADHD, drawing a comic book to a deadline was so brutal that I have not drawn since. I have not drawn like a comic book since then. I have not continued to develop as an illustrator since then. That was like the the tipping point of like, I'm done. I've had enough for a while, and it's been a while now. I am medicated. I wasn't medicated then because I hadn't been diagnosed yet. Now I am medicated, and now I have too much going on, so I can't do any of this stuff. I got lots of stuff to do. I can't do any of this anymore. I don't have any Deathwing or Ravenwing from my Dark Angels. God, I got shit to do. I haven't finished painting any of them. I want to get back into drawing, but I can't draw now. Like, I know that it is really difficult. Every time I've tried, it's been very hard. I, like, copied, like, some... I have this book of this artist that's really cool. They do, like, cool manga art, a little bit lewd. And I was copying their work. Like, not tracing, just copying. And it was difficult. It was difficult. It did not come naturally at all. And that's having to start basically again is like brutal. I don't know if I can do that. You know, it hurts. Do I even have? I think I have like the sketchbooks. This is my little comic book. This is my comic book. That doesn't make any sense. But when I got the contract to make the comic, this is where I like put my little ideas in and decided that I should probably actually be a real person and try to do like character designs and plan my front covers and stuff instead of just winging it like I would up till then. So I did like character designs. Here is a character sheet. Hell yeah. Cool. Cover designs. This is the cover. This is the fuck. What am I trying to say? This is the alternative cover. The first issue had like 4 covers. That was one. Well, summer, because it was summertime at the time. I think it came out in July. Yay! Here's a rat. Here's an evil rat. Wow, you are cooler than I thought you were. That's a compliment. But it's also an insult. I don't know if this is the traditional sense of cool. It's more a cool for people who are big fucking nerds. Got him. It's weird that at one point I like was always drawing, like all the time. I would always have a sketchbook. All I did, it was like in free time I would like illustrate and come up with things that I had to like get down in my ideas out onto the page and stuff. And now I don't do that at all. I never have a sketchbook. Ever. I don't have one at all. I do actually have one. That's what I'm trying to find right now. But clearly I'm not precious enough to actually put it in a place that I remember. Do I miss not sketching when the urge hits? I think I just used to be more creative than I am now. I don't get the urge to like jot down ideas, I guess. What was it? Like, I guess because I got like, I don't know, I had a really bad experience with like the whole comic thing that I kind of went off a bit with it and was like, I guess I got out of that zone of like thinking of new comic ideas or those kind of art-based projects or projects where I was like the one doing all the creative stuff. But I'm older now and I have stuff to do. I paint a Warhammer. If I need a creativity, I'll paint a Space Marine. It's a lot less pressure than having to write and draw a whole book. Even though I did used to love it, but it's just part of the process. Also, the ick stuff is like obviously very creative, just in a completely different way. A completely different version of being creative, but it is still creative. And you know, my tastes have changed. I don't read very many, like, I don't really read comic books anymore because I'm so busy playing gacha games, actually. The comic I made is called Space Lady. You can read the digital version on my Linktree thingy. There was also like, there was like a comic website where like people review and there was like a couple, it was so cute seeing like people actually into it. It was nice. I got a sketchbook. Okay, here's comparison, right? This is to show how much I've lost it, how difficult this shit is in comparison. This is what I was drawing. This was my illustration abilities with 0 reference. This was my stuff. This was my abilities. Drawing ladies and shit. It's the little bikini babes again, right? And then I tried to copy another illustrator's work. Fast forward 6 years or something, 5 years. The other week I tried to like copy an illustrator from a book thingy that I have because I wanted to get back into drawing, and copying their work was so hard, right? That this is fine. However, this was so incredibly difficult and so much different to what I was previously doing. And you can see how just like unconfident it is. Like, or at least I can. It's just kind of messy. It's just a lot of mess. I'm super straight. Like, my ability to control my pencil is basically zero. Big womp womp. Big difference between, this stylistic, but like, there's a lot less mistakes, a lot more confident, quality of line. I don't know how to draw guns. So then I gave up. To summarize, I gave up. Oh, you want my advice? Do it until you reach like a minor bump in the road, something that is a bit difficult and requires like perseverance and maybe a little bit of like feeling uncomfortable, and then give up. Is anybody like old and rich? Decide antidepressants today? Nothing you blame on any streamers? I don't know if that's I did not do that. I did not make Yumi depressed. Which ones? Which antidepressants? Can I rank you by your antidepressant, please, Yumi? I need to. Forget astrology. This is how I judge people based on what antidepressants they're taking. Bupropion. Oh, Wellbutrin.
Good chat.
Samesies, girl.
2 eyes equals twice the pretty.
I'm on Zoloft and Wellbutrin. It's supposed to be a heart. So I'm better than all of you because I take 2, actually, and stimulants. I'm on all the meds. Yeah, I think I actually am. I'm on like a horrible balancing act. It's like a house of cards, but all the cards are evil and violent. Make me think violent. No. I take 1, 2, 4. I take 5. Take 5. You take 5 medications a day, and they immediately book you in to get fangs. There was a checklist before I got them. They were like, "Are you on Zoloft?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "All right, cool. Just a few more questions," and then I got them. That's a joke, obviously.